Oh man, these cars are they want it done and they want it open now. I just about got hit by a car. GunninGamerz here, back for another video today, this time on a game that is new to us on the channel. It has been out for some time, and that is Construction Simulator. Now this game actually came out when we were busy on the road traveling a couple years ago, and I didn't have a setup to cover it at the time, so it's been sitting there on my drive for many months now, and I'm finally now getting to it because they have been rolling out new DLC, more specifically the year 2, and this last fall they rolled out a big map DLC that was called Spaceport, and that's what we're looking at today. I've been covering this game a lot lately on our Twitch channel. I had one stream that was 10 hours long just to get one of the projects finished. That took a total of 15 hours. So these jobs can take a lot of time. Some of them could take one person well over a week straight. But what I wanted to do today is I wanted to do one of the jobs that looks a little bit shorter right here on the YouTube channel. So this job today is called Access Road, and basically we had a job on top of the hill. It's kind of going up a hill. We had to go up and put a satellite dish facility, they call it a research facility, up. And now they want the road paved going up there. So the first part is we want to go meet up with the foreman here, and then we're going to do all the construction preparation, which looks like there's some cleanup to get the road in, and then of course the actual paving process here. And then that'll be followed up with the debriefing, which is basically where you go and get paid. All right, let's go jump into our truck here, and we will get up to the job site. I used to have a nice little pickup, but I had to sell it because I was a little bit tight on funds. So I ended up I'm using kind of one of my cargo trucks, which is the one thing that's given to you on this map, and you cannot actually sell it, which is fine. It's a nice cat truck, and it's very handy. It has a crane on the back. Well, I use that to get around. Now that building we're going by is the one that we did about a week ago on our Twitch stream. It took 15 hours for me to complete that on 2 live streams, a 5-hour and a 10-hour stream. And that's the building where they're going to build the rockets, and we still have to do the launch center down there, which I did help somebody with that, and the dig alone would take you a week, probably about 40 hours just sitting there digging for one person, maybe longer. It's insane. This building again took 15 hours to do, and I had help from another individual for quite a bit of it. And at one point I had 4 people on helping me for a short time. So definitely probably would have taken me over 20 plus hours to do it on my own. There's been a lot of people begging me to play this game for quite some time, and I always wanted to. It's just, you know, the learning curve is not really too hard. I'd say a couple hours, you'll be kind of not pulling your hair out, but having to really think about what you're doing, and then it really comes together after that and becomes just as easy to play as any other simulator like trucking or farming. So I wouldn't say the learning curve is too big at all, but this is the job site, and you can see the mess on the road there. Now that wasn't there when we were up on top of the hill working on the research center, but they added those bits in there, I think, to make it a little more interesting for us.
I'm glad to see you, because I need your expertise to resolve a dispute with the investors. An access road has been planned for quite some time, and without it we can't continue with our preparations. It's just that some people seem to have forgotten how unimportant this was to them just recently. And now that they've decided it's a priority again, we of course need the road immediately. I'm always glad our preparations are in such capable hands. Well, once the road is finished, the rest of the area should be much easier to develop. Let's hope we get to that stage before something else suddenly becomes urgent.
Alright, well that's the first part. Probably the easiest too. We just had to sit through and listen to them. It looks like everything that we're going to pick up on the road is going to want to be piled over here. We got some rocks and some sticks and things like that. And it looks like I might be mistaken. This is probably gravel. Yeah, bulk material transport sack. I think it might be gravel that's in there. And so we'll have to bring that over to the job site, and then I see some more blue triggers up on top of the hill. So we'll have to get all the equipment on the job, and then we can get going here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into our truck and see if I can maybe pick some of this stuff up. I do have a semi with a much larger trailer, but I don't think it'll be necessary today. But yeah, there's usually several ways that you can go about doing these jobs. We're gonna go ahead and change our mode. And then we're toggling back and forth between moving the camera and moving the crane or whatever we're working with. And you can see now that we got the crane out that there's little hooks on all this, these little debris pieces. And then we just gotta get them loaded up. And everything does place on the truck. They usually show green. You can place it anywhere, but you're gonna wanna try to stack things one side or the other so that you can fit more on. Otherwise, you won't fit it all on there. This crane arm is pretty long. Kind of like SnowRunner, but it has a lot more length on it. You can see on this one I got pretty lucky. That's as far out as it goes right there, so quite a good reach. And unlike SnowRunner, I haven't noticed any actual physics with the crane as far as what it can pick up. In SnowRunner, the little crane on the truck, if it's extended out, just due to leverage, does not have the strength to pick most things up. So I'm not saying one's better than the other there, but it's just kind of a different system, and when you bounce between the two games, it kind of does mess with your head a little bit. I need to reset the crane, and then we can go into drive mode. And there is a, I think they call it construction view, which is you hold down your Y or hit V on the keyboard. It'll show you all the things that you're missing. So if you're confused, they make it pretty easy to kind of figure that out. And also there are some things that you run around and find within the game, little collectibles. Those will end up being highlighted as well if you're near them. Okay, this is the first time I've actually seen this, but there are weight capacities on each of these things, and this is telling me that this is too heavy, and that's fine. So we'll go ahead and keep picking up what we can. I'm gonna leave the truck sitting here, and I think I'll go get an excavator because I'm pretty sure that that won't have any issues. The other thing I have too is a much bigger crane, but I don't know if I want to drag that out here today. I know it's been a while since I've had some videos on the channel, and my apologies for that. We had a crazy travel time from February. On my last video, we had some very unexpected repairs that came up with our rig. Really wasn't the rig's fault. We had a busted water hose that flooded the underbelly, and appliance that went out, and just a bunch of other things that had happened. Oh, look at that. Oh, just barely made that one. And I got caught up in so many projects and things fixing. Some of it was routine maintenance. It's part of life on the road. We also had an RV rally that we were at, and lots of events going on. So everything just got super busy, and I even was not quite getting as many hours on the live streams as I wanted, but I was able to still do quite a few of those. So I just hadn't had a chance to get on and continue with some of our YouTube stuff, but I am out of the rally, and things should be settling down just a little bit, and hopefully all the maintenance items are out of the way. I don't want to jinx it, but they're always popping up, but hopefully for now. Alright, can fit this one on here. Looks like I got room for maybe one more. Yeah, it looks like we need to deliver some more sacks. This is actually another project that we did on a live stream. I can't remember how long this one took. I did this one in, I think, maybe like 2 5-hour streams, so maybe about 10 hours. We built that research facility. That one had a pretty deep dig on it. Not a big as far as circumference, but the the depth of it, we had to dig down quite deep, and that was a lot of fun. I had a couple people with excavators in helping me, and we got it done. Now it looks like on the left side it says dispose of the waste. Oh, we want to disassemble these barriers. So this is actually what they meant by the barriers. I thought they were talking about what was in the road. Yeah, we want to get those out of the way. That's actually one of our jobs. I don't know why they had that all closed. I suppose the road was a mess. We'll go over and disassemble this one real quick. But it's really nice the way the game works, because it is always telling you on the left-hand side what you need to work on, and kind of giving you a nice old checklist to keep you going. And that's two of the things right there. They're gonna have us unload everything right here from the way it looks, and I'll probably just bring the excavator in just to pick up that one big rock, and then just drive it over here and set it. Alright, let's see if this is what we're supposed to do. I'm not really sure how this is getting rid of the waste, but maybe somebody else is going to come and take care of it. Yeah, and that's showing that there's 3 pieces of waste wood and 4 rocks, which they had to troll us with that one big rock. Like, how did that get out on the road anyway? Oh yeah, and when you see the stuff that's light green, then you know where to put it. Wouldn't let me put it in the other spot. I'm not sure why that one there doesn't have something for me to hook up on it. Looks like all the wood is all the same. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems that might have a little bug, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I've never seen that where something on the truck. I could try to reset it too. Resetting it is not quite the same as like in Farming Sim where you lose everything on the... Oh, there it goes. So that's one thing I really like about this game is, like, if you tip something over, which actually doesn't happen very often, but if you have something, you know, get stuck or whatever, you can reset the vehicle and it doesn't delete whatever's in it or on it. So the way this game works is you can go into the company, all the tabs up here are where you'll find everything. And if you guys want to know more how to play the game, of course there's lots of videos I'm sure on the YouTube, but you can always ask in the comments section, and for sure come and watch this on the Twitch channel, because I've been able to help a few people walk them through when they're learning the game, as I just recently learned it myself. It looks like we're gonna have to pull out the paver here in a minute. I know that, so I might as well just go ahead and get that out. I wonder if this would work to pick it up. I mean, I know in real life you certainly could, but I think I want to use my excavator, which is over here, the Cat 349. I'll take that out. And we also have the option, since I own this massive mobile crane, but this thing is huge, and I just don't think it would make much sense to drag that out if I don't need to. I think the excavator should be able to handle it. We'll go back and hit enter on that, and then you can drive that up there, or you can load it onto like the green transport trailer. However, I have not had the best luck with that green transport trailer. When I did have something loaded on there, it took off flying. And other people said they've never seen that before, but leave it to me to have something like that happen. So I'm just not going to use it to transport my equipment. Plus, it does take a lot of time, and some of these jobs take forever anyway. So you go to the map when you're sitting in it, you can just click on the job site and click fast travel. Now, this isn't too cheaty in the aspect that they do charge you right there $312. If it would be like a truck, I think it's cheaper. But $312 is what I had to pay to get it up here. And certainly, I would have liked to have transported it myself, but still way better than having to drive it. Now, I haven't experienced this. I know my account has $1 million, but I have a lot of things that I need to buy and do because when you're doing these jobs, you have to pay for all the materials when you're doing them. So it is possible to be in the middle of a project and literally run out of money. It happened to me, and you do have the option to skip. And one of my first jobs, I actually on the main US map, I actually had to skip some of the remainder of the job just because I couldn't afford to complete it. I got paid for what I did do, but I of course lost out on some of the money and of course some of the XP. A lot of people have told me that they have a lot of money and they don't really care about their finances in here too much. Like I said, I haven't quite experienced this yet. Get it at a nice angle there. Oh wow, so look at that. It's too heavy for even this. Oh my gosh. Wonder if I can even move it. Oh, you can. Are you kidding me? You can slam that thing out of the way. That's the first time I've seen that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and reset it, and that's how it resets on the job site. I don't know what the deal is, but I guess they're gonna make me break out the big guy. Let's go ahead and grab this mobile crane. I have a crane also on my Kenworth tractor, truck here. That would maybe do it, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be the same result because it looks like the same crane there. And there's, maybe like the wheel loader. But let's bust out the big crane because I know everyone in the stream's always wanting to see it. Now this one I'll probably drive up there just because, it is a truck and it does go at a fairly decent speed. Jump into the first person here, and this game does have steering wheel support, but I will tell you that I didn't find it very easy plug and play. And I know some people have gotten it working, but most people I know, they play with the mouse, keyboard, and like controller. And I use a combination of both, but I'd say mostly controller. I will tell you though that it has track IR integration, and the track IR integration works absolutely wonderfully. It is super easy. You don't really even have to do anything to get it to work. Just have it on and it works, and it works really good in this game. And I find it nice when I'm in like the excavator and some of the other machines where I'm working in first person, because I can move my head around just like this and I don't have to, tie up my joystick or switching from the working mode to the camera mode. And I have found that track IR has been an absolute game changer in this game. If you're not using it, I would get it on the list of things to pick up when you can, because it really is awesome in first person. Alright, I'm gonna go probably right here in the middle. I don't know if I showed this, but this truck does have like 8-wheel steer, but it's a very, very long, so I think we're going to be fine just to park right there. We'll go into change our mode. Now, if this thing can't lift, I'm going to call BS on that. And you can see in the back the massive weights that get put on this truck. Isn't that cool? This thing's a monster. This is the biggest crane in the game, and it costs around $500,000. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a way with the wheel loader to move this or something else, but I'm not gonna try it because I had this and I had to fork out a lot of money for it. So yeah, this thing has no problem, but no problems lifting this rock with this thing. And I'm just showing you guys how high up this thing can go because I know people are gonna want to know. It's actually higher than the tower cranes in the game. Alright, there it is. See if we can even look up that high. I have to go in a first person to do it. There it is, up there. Definitely get some height on this. That's about how far away you can go across the ground. And again, if you wanted to run a crane in first person, this one might be a little bit too big for that, just because everything gets so far away, but some of the smaller cranes works really nice. That's it. Now that we got that done, it says dispose of waste. And now we got to get the bulk material transport sack in here. We're going to need to get in to go get those transport sack. And if you're confused on how to do that, you can click on material delivery and it'll give you an icon here telling you where to go, which most things are at this brick. This is like one of the main stores that you'll go to for most things. Once you pop over to that, you'll be able to find that. And then they even do it up a little bit nicer. Let's see, I forgot where it is. Oh, it's this one on this map. So we go ahead and enter this. You can actually look right in here. There's a filter, and it'll show everything on the job. Now, a couple of times, for whatever reason, the filter hasn't worked for me, but you also have where it's showing it in red. So you can just look through everything that they sell, and obviously on this job, we're only here for the one thing, and we need 6 of them, and then it turns green. So it makes it really nice. And then you just pop over here to checkout, and you've got a few options, like you can deliver it to the yard, which is where they are. And if you're parked in a designated spot on the job, you can just hit auto load and it'll load it onto your truck and you drive back with that. And that's going to be the cheapest way to go. You can also manually load it on your truck if you want to, but I don't think there's any financial gain for doing that. You have a warehouse on here, and honestly, I haven't used my warehouse yet, so I'm not really too sure, like, maybe on like the US map where you got a lot more going on, you're going to be like storing things, or on the Euro map. There's 3 different maps. This map, I don't think there's going to be a reason to store a lot in the warehouse, but I could be wrong. I haven't had to do it yet. And then there's also the construction site, which for today's video, to keep things short, I'll probably choose this option and I'll pay the extra $1,350 because it's not anything too epic anyway. It's a couple of sacks of, looks like gravel. We'll go ahead and purchase that, and it should be showing up to a designated spot on the job site. You still do end up having to load it up. Yeah, there it is. Most of these are rather large areas, but since this job site doesn't have like building materials and all kinds of things, it's pretty small. See, I could have kept that big crane in place and picked everything up and just moved it over. What I'll do is I'll load everything up onto this truck. And honestly, if I had to probably choose over again, I probably would just drive to the store or fast travel to the store, and then they'll auto load the truck. And I think it would have been cheaper anyways. Fast travel fee plus having it dropped on there and just zipping back here with it already loaded. I think they're all gonna fit on there without any drama. So the one criticism I do have for this game is the fact that they don't give us very good lighting. Not only in the game, there's no sliders that I found for like brightness. That didn't work. And the lights on the job sites are not the greatest. They do give you a few, but they don't really seem to light up where you're working half the time. And the vehicle lights are not the greatest, and especially in first person, where sometimes you don't even see them at all. Now, I'd imagine with the game being out for 1.5 years that there's probably not going to be any light fixes coming, but one could only hope, because that is definitely the one thing that drives me crazy about the game. Now, you can get out of the truck and take what they call a coffee break, which zips you into the morning, but that gets kind of hard too when you have a lot of rented equipment, because you pay per day, and also if you have loans, you can end up draining your bank account so fast, and you'll never want to skip the nights. You're going to need that time to keep working. Right now, I finally have my loan paid off, and I don't currently have any rental equipment, so due to today's video and the fact that I want you guys to actually be able to see in here, I'm going to go to morning. But up until, honestly, this job here, I have been so broke that I could not afford to skip the night and had to suffer through the darkness. And then there's also a spot, there's the lights on, but there is a spot too in the morning time where the shadows end up becoming so dark. Because it's day, the headlights don't register as needing to do anything. And so you'll be in pitch black. And I think it's at like 10 in the morning in a lot of places, 9 or 10 in the morning. I suppose we'll drop these off first. And the last one for this job. That completes that. Now it says we need to unpack the construction materials, which is not these. Oh, it's down at the bottom of the hill. That's pretty satisfying though when you build that building like we did, and now they want a nice road, so you get to build that. And it's just cool because in this game you're always seeing the progress of your work as you go. And it's kind of the satisfaction that real life construction, you know, workers have when they drive around town and they see all the projects that they worked on. Apparently these have to be unpacked first. I don't know what the difference is, but we'll find out. Alright, so it looks like all the, yeah, clear the marked area, which saying me and the truck need to get the heck out of here, so we can just hit that. And I bumped up another level, that's nice. And then apply the asphalt and then compact it. Now, wow. Okay, so we did not have to put all the gravel down. That was kind of quick. Did it automatically, and it even packed it for us, which is quite nice. But do not be fooled, because most of the time you have to do this kind of thing and compact it. But this is going to be crazy because this is a lot of road. And when it comes to doing asphalt, you should have two people, and you'll see why. Alright, now the way you get asphalt, concrete, gravel, sand, and dirt in this game is that you have to go to the gravel pit where they have it all and they make it all. And you have to have a special dumper here that got a hot box on it, so they can take the asphalt and keep it warm. I don't think you have to open the cover, but obviously for realism, you would need to do this. And we'll hit Y and we'll fill this thing up. Now this is the cheapest way in order to get this material, is to go and pick it up yourself and transport it yourself. You can also buy it in directly to the truck, and you can even buy it in directly to the paver. Which, I'll be honest, I didn't even know about the paver until today, so I don't know if that was an option before, but when I've done contract work, which is like little side jobs, I never seen that, and I always filled myself up with my truck. Now this is where having two people would come in handy, and it does come in handy. We'll go ahead and close our cover to keep it warm, because then you could have somebody dumping and keeping you full all the while you're, you know, spreading out the asphalt and making the road. There is not a way to have this stuff harden up. You can actually leave this in there forever and nothing happens. The same with the concrete and the trucks. Nothing ever happens if you leave it in there. So that part of the realism is not in there, but otherwise everything else is. I don't have the Deweys extended out, but having a setup like this and then them leading us through and keeping us full would be how you do that in real life. I'm gonna go ahead and fill the machine up. And this is again where having the co-op of up to 4 people, but you know, especially just having one person is super handy. I don't have that in here today, so we're going to probably utilize the kind of lame automatic buy option, and then that's how that would look. Now we gotta jump into the machine. You can see it's all nice and hot and ready to be spread out. Now you don't have to be surgical with this stuff, but you gotta be somewhat close. What I mean by that is you can have little gaps, and you have to hit 100% on the bar up at the top left of the screen, but that does not mean 100% on what you see on the ground. We're gonna go ahead and get that screen out. If I do it right, I can do it in 2 passes. If I get too anal about it, I'll end up having to do 3. Now, normally on the contract work, when you're going out fixing sections of road, for some reason the shoulder with the white line is always there still. And so you can kind of line up on that white line, and you'll knock it out with 2 passes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the paving machine. It says disabled. I gotta pull forward a little bit more. There it is. And we better turn our light on, and that way we're safe. And you can see it's kind of, ooh, that might be a little bit too much over there. You can see the little bar going up 5%. First person is not too bad. I, again, find it a lot nicer with track IR, but I think this is better in third person. Looks like we're almost 25%. So I'm obviously way off on the dump truck loads. This is working a little bit different, I'd say, from you know, the road work that I've done, because even then you'll go through a couple of loads. This seems to be spreading a lot. And also, one thing I should also point out is I did recently up my skills. I just thought about that. You have this skill tree in here, and when I did all my other jobs, I had 0 of these done, and now I have 3, and so I am spreading a lot more, 45% more on the asphalt. So, and here's the option that honestly I didn't even know about till today, so I don't know if it's just for this job or if you get this in contract, but since I'm by myself, I'm going to utilize it today so this video doesn't get too long. And this is just one of the types of construction projects. Obviously we're road building, and they're all different. They all have you doing different things, and you know, you have to use a cold planer on the road work where you have to chew up the old the road, you know, road bed, and then you can put down the new stuff, and just lots of different things. And again, 3 different maps. This one is based in South America, which is very realistic for a lot of the space programs that are heading down towards the equator. I guess in the real world there's space stuff going on down there. Yeah, empty. I'm just gonna pay the $4 and fill it because... And it seems like the price that I'm paying goes down too. The more you buy, the better deal you get. I was kind of hoping I would hit 50 by the time we reach the top, because then that would mean the one, you know, going down, and I would hit 100, but did not quite hit it. Maybe we will. I hope so. Oh, thank gosh. That is wonderful news right there. Honestly, this job is paying a lot. I think I'm getting 400 plus for what I'm having to do, which is really not that much. I didn't even have to chew up any old road work or anything like that. Yeah, you can see that spot on the side there that's been missed. I'm not trying to get my camera. I don't know if it's because it's on a hill or what's going on, but this thing does... Right now I have the right track going back and the front track going forward, and I should be spinning hard to the right, and it's really not. Yeah, look at that. I'm down into about 10.6 now. I was at 11. Yeah, that's definitely not pretty back there. It kind of drives my OCD crazy, but I think it'll end up working out just fine when we get to the bottom. Hope everybody's having a good spring. I can't believe how fast this year is flying by. We got so much to look forward to this year. I think we're going to be looking at a new farming game, and we've got Nebraska coming very soon. I would say within, probably within 2 weeks. And I'm hoping to be on that early access. And we've got new DLC for Farming 22. There's new DLC for this game, new DLC for SnowRunner coming. Oh, and how can we forget about 7 Days to Die coming out of early access after all these years. I'm super excited about doing a nice run through on our GunninGamerz server. And for a lot of the games mentioned, we do have servers, many of them open to the public as long as you join our Discord. The link is down below, so make sure you guys do that and come and join us over on our Discord and come play some games with us. And heck, even if you're into this game, Construction Simulator, there's people that also play on Discord. Maybe you need a hand, need a construction worker, you can fire up a game. We have a channel for Construction Simulator. You fire up a game and come on in and find some help. For some reason it looks like we're skipping a little bit here. Better back up. Yeah, we're having a busy travel season right now. We're all the way down in Orlando, Florida, and we're heading to the Keys next month, so we're enjoying some heat here in the great state of Florida. Been here for about 2 months now. Look at that. I didn't do so good on the way down. There it is. Just hit 100 right there. So now we can go ahead and turn it off and reset it. That puts us right next to the last machine we're going to need today, and that's the compactor. Now this thing was not working very well after a recent patch. In other words, it would only work in reverse. Now they did finish, or I should say they did update it and fix it, but I say that loosely because I noticed that it skips an awful lot when it's going forward. And I'll show you that today. You gotta get on a little farther. And I'm gonna keep a close eye on it. You can see where it's compacted. And it actually seems like it's doing pretty good. You'll know if it starts skipping because it'll just start, you know, doing the other look, the non-compacted. On some of the roadworks, it's been skipping when I go forward, but it works fine when you go reverse. So I don't know if it's a speed thing, because I think it goes the same no matter what. And this is going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it out. We'll get everything compacted down, and we'll hopefully collect some payment. And there you can see right there. I don't know, again, if it's a speed thing. I just drove over that whole section and got a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, so it goes 4 miles an hour. So that must be what it is. If it's going 4 miles an hour, it's not gonna work. Yeah, there it goes. If you go 3 miles an hour, which is very hard to hold that speed. Hopefully they'll find a way to improve this even more, because this does not work very well. I'm gonna go ahead and just do it in reverse, since that seems to usually do the trick. See, I'm going 4 miles an hour in reverse and it's working fine. But up until a few days ago, it only worked in reverse. Alright, you can see it right there, folks. We didn't have to get it super pretty, but that's the big stage right there. Paid $400,000. Honestly, that was one of the easiest jobs I've ever done. Oh man, I didn't want it up here. I wanted it to be down below, but that's where the road should have finished off, was to the top here. It's kind of weird how they had us only do this one section. Alright, now we just need to go ahead and speak with the dude. He's gonna tell us all kinds of warm fuzzies.
When you said you were done, I thought you were joking. You must have set some kind of record, because you're faster than we've all predicted. I'm also beginning to think that our last contractor might have taken unusually long. Fortunately, that's no longer our problem. If you keep up the pace, we might actually be able to reach our milestones after all. I'd love to see the investors' faces if that happens. That'd be fantastic.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the story's nice. Not every simulation game we play has one, so it's kind of fun when they do. And I want to see now if they did anything else at the top. Oh, they did. They did the whole thing. Okay. Honestly, I wish we would have had to do the whole thing. It would have felt like so much more real here's the section of road right here, and I'll pop over to our other machine, and yeah, they finished a whole thing going through. Not gonna lie, folks, I'm a little disappointed on this one, but it's no big deal. At the end of the day, honestly, the road work is probably not the most interesting thing that we've done. There's a lot of jobs with the digging, the crane work, and building the buildings that really does feel like a big job, and they are a lot of fun. And if you guys want to see those on the channel here, then let me know in the comments down below. We've got traffic waiting for us here. All right, folks, that was again the easiest job that I've ever done, but that's okay because I wanted to have one like that for this first video. And to find out if you guys want to see more of this game, if you do here on the YouTube channel, let me know. I will pick some of the jobs. Maybe we'll go build a swimming pool or put an addition on a house or something fun like that. Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure that you hit that like button. It really helps us out here on the YouTube. Also, if you enjoy it, make sure you check all the other links down below, including our Discord and most importantly our Twitch. Follow us over there because I am live streaming this game many nights a week, as well as all the other games that we do enjoy. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video today, and until next time, take care.